Hi friends, welcome back to Emily Finally Reads all of her book. It's been a hot minute. I got my hair cut and I don't like it. Moving on. Why is it that every single female coming-of-age story I read has to include a sexual assault? Why? I won't be talking about it in the video, but content warning if you choose to read the book. In She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb, we follow Dolores from childhood into early adulthood. Easy to say she has had a very, very hard life. Her parents divorced when she was very young, and then her mother moved into a psych ward, and to help with coping all of this, she gains a lot of weight. The mother tries to convince Dolores to go to college in order to get an education, so Dolores tries that, but then it falls apart in less than a semester. Dolores is... Yes, her roommate mocks her for her size, and to sort of fight against that, Dolores steals her roommate's letters that she is getting from her boyfriend Dante. Remember him, he comes back. Afterward, Dolores drives up to Cape Cod and watches a bunch of whales dying. In a sort of symbolic way, Dolores tries to kill herself alongside the whales, but she is saved. She's then institutionalized for a few years and is able to work through some of her trauma as well as lose a bunch of her weight. When she's finally let out, she hunts down Dante from before, thinking that the boy from the letters, he's the one who will be able to love her. She doesn't tell him that she was institutionalized. She doesn't tell him that she tried to kill herself. She doesn't tell him that she used to be a lot heavier than she is now. She doesn't tell him that she has the letters in the first place. She doesn't tell him that she's literally hunting him down. But they get married. But of course, it is not at all very good, and they are divorced within 5 years after Dolores finds out that he was sleeping with one of his students. And he's a high school teacher, by the way, so, yikes. After both her mother and her grandmother die, Dolores moves back into her childhood home, and she starts taking night classes. She meets a new guy named Thayer, and they hit it off, and they get married, and they have a relatively happy life together. So I guess that's a happy ending, but to be fair, her expectations for men were basically underground, so he didn't really have to be that much of a better guy. Okay, opinions. Another book with an unlikable protagonist. To be fair, Dolores was dealt a really crap hand, and she does try to get better. But I do like that as she was trying to get better, and when she was institutionalized and seeing someone professionally, it wasn't just all of a sudden everything is better. Progress isn't a straight line, and I like that this book dealt with that. But honestly, it's a little hard to enjoy a book when you relate to the character a little too much. The aspect that it's a historical novel doesn't really add too much, it's just kind of there. Did I like this? Off and on. Like I said, I relate to her, so if anything, this book was sort of like a coming to Jesus moment for me. Would I read this again? Probably not, but that's nothing against the book. It was a really good read. The next video is going to be a sort of speed run with all of the books that I read between this book and whatever book I'm going to read next. Actually, I already know what book I'm going to be reading next. It's called Tyrannosaurus Sue. It's about the fossil of the biggest T-Rex ever found. It was found back in like the 90s. Yeah, so that's the next book. I will see you for that one. Also, I will see you in like 30 seconds for the next video about all these other books that I read. Jeez, oh man, it's been a while.